All right, guys. Our next guest was last seen in the octagon dismantling the former UFC lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos. Since then, he went through the unfortunate ordeal of having his interim title fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov fall through back in March. Nevertheless, he holds the UFC record for the most consecutive wins in lightweight history and is one of the most exciting fighters in the division. El Kukui, Tony Ferguson, welcome back to Submission Radio. How are you today? You were feeling that intro, weren't you?
That fucking intro was great. Can you do that shit again? Because holy shit, that just fucking put goosebumps on my neck, my bro. That was great. Thank you so much. Beautiful introduction. Let's rock.
Casper's available to do voicemails as well, Tony, just in case you want him to do something after the interview.
Cool. You know, we'll do a voiceover and everything else like that. We'll have him play Bruce Buffer. We'll post it on IG. We'll get fucking millions of fans and everything.
Love it.
Let's move on. Let's talk about whose ass I want to kick. How about that?
Ooh, I mean, we know you're just walking out of your management's office, and we want to talk about that. But before we do, Tony, we saw that you celebrated your son's first birthday a few days ago. Congratulations. We know how much he means to you. What did you guys do? What's a first birthday look like in the Ferguson household?
Well, one thing that was pretty exciting, man, I have to say, was he's almost walking, man. The dude's almost walking. I love it. He chooses crawling over walking because he can get to these spots actually pretty quick. But He prefers. We went to Chuck E. Cheese, and he's taken quite a liking to actually doing throwing baseball, which is kind of crazy.
Doing what? Sorry, I think he cut out there for a second, Tony. He's taken a liking to what?
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. That's awesome.
No, good. No, he's taken a liking to baseball. He's got quite the arm, and he's just very bright, and he's honestly he's taken a liking to fighting. I try not to, but he sees me hitting the bag and sees me hitting mitts, and the dude gets excited. My little man gets excited, and he wants to go up to the bag. He wants to start hitting it, and he moves. He starts clapping his hands, and it's kind of crazy. I want him to go a different direction, but whatever he chooses to do, I'm gonna love it.
Wow. Just before we get off that, I'm just curious, why do you want him to go a different direction? Why not become a fighter like his old man?
Well, I grew up playing 3 different sports, man. I grew up playing 3 different sports, like, for a long time, like almost like 15 years, 18 years, football, baseball, and wrestling. I'm tough as shit because I was a right side corner, man, and we won state in football, and I was always the dude dealing the damage. You know, I was even one of the guys that would kick off the ball and go down there and be the first person to tackle the motherfucker. So I was just a gamer since I was younger. If he wants to pursue fighting, I'm like, you know what? There is a way to get a scholarship out of it. How about we go to wrestling? You know, I want him to get an education and to do the education route and just whatever, man. Nobody ever wants to do what their old man does unless they really like it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's
he's a little badass though. He's a little badass though. I'll tell you straight up. He's a little badass. He's cool. And Spanish and English is going to be his language, and I think he's very bright, man. He's got a very bright future ahead of him, and I'm just going to keep providing like I do and whipping these asses like I do.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe 15, 16, 17, 18 years from now, we'll be talking to him and talking about the influence that he had on his athletic career. But let's talk about the recent champ. Yeah, let's talk about the recent events of the unfortunate events of UFC 209. I mean, it's been some time now, Tony. Looking back on the whole situation, how are you feeling about it now? And do you feel like you've been able to sort of move on from that whole ill-fated situation and leave it kind of in the past?
Absolutely not. I have not been able to move on from that shit. Khabib sucks. He can't make weight. He's fat, and he needs to fire his fucking whole gym. Honestly, they all can't make weight. Literally, you probably should have took notes from Cormier. I mean, Towel 7 was in the air. He was almost levitating. But it was bullshit, man. These last couple of weeks have been absolutely bullshit from AKA. And DC's still a douche nozzle. I can't stand that fucker. But you know what? Whatever. AKA, same thing with Khabib. I don't really feel like preparing for this guy again. I mean, literally, this guy was such a pain in the ass in the beginning. It's just, it's an eyesore, man. I don't even like looking at this dude. He looks like a wet slushie when he wears that stupid hat. I can't say much about it just because it put such a bad taste in my mouth when I saw these videos of him eating shit food. I mean, fuck, Brock Lesnar was like, Tony, you want some shit food before your fight? And I was like, no, dude, I don't want no shit food. He's like, I got to perform good.
What did he offer you? Did Brock Lesnar really offer you some shit food? What did he offer you in the house?
Yeah, I think it was before my first fight on my birthday. It was fucking like February 12th. And it was, who was it? It was Justin Edwards. And I knocked that dude out with an up kick. And Great fight, by the way. But it was the day before, and I had to make weight. And Chuck O'Neal had to do the same, and he was like, "Hey, y'all want some shit food? Hey, Tony, what do you want some shit food?" And I was like, "No, dude." It's like, "No, man." He's like, "But what do the guys want?" I said, "Fucking In-N-Out. That's like good shit." So he ordered In-N-Out, and they all got that shit food, and I got to eat like fucking rabbit food, which sucked.
Oh man, I mean,
Brock
look,
was a trip, man.
It's all happening right now. So I know you mentioned on the MMA Hour after UFC 209 that you enjoyed life a bit and gained about 24 pounds. Have you shed the weight and have you returned to hard training, or are you still enjoying life? Because, I mean, it doesn't look like at the moment there's really any kind of fight lined up.
Absolutely not. Right now I have my options open, and what I'm doing is, there's sometimes you get the dad bod. Well, I shedded the dad bod, man. I'll be honest with you. I said, fuck that 205 pounds. I'm going to go down back to 175, 180. And what I'm doing is I'm getting my summer body, man. I started my little boot camps. I started doing my thing, and I'm getting shredded. I'm throwing weight around like it's nothing. And my plan is to be a bodybuilder someday after all this stuff. Maybe in the WWE. The Mexican Mangler, sexy Latino heat flying off the top of the ropes.
Oh, wow.
Bam! Flying elbow smashing these motherfuckers. But no, besides that point, I'm just maintaining being a fucking a ninja, a shinobi ninja warrior, fucking just keeping my elbows sharp. The one thing I've been working on is my kicks and knees. My elbows are sharp, but I'm trying to establish some more deadly 8 limbs in my stuff with some wrestling, man. Snap Jitsu is where it's at. That's just basically what I'm coming up with. I'm spending a lot of time in the facilities in my academy, writing down my notes, coming up with new interesting ninja ways to take out my opponent in less than 10 seconds.
Wow.
Literally.
I love it. And I love the Mexican Mangler nickname. I think it definitely sticks. You mentioned though that you were just walking outside of your management's office. Got to ask, what is going on there? Are deals being drawn up? And I'm wondering, has the UFC approached you yet with any fights or offers or suggestions? Are they trying to get you back in the octagon to test out these ninja moves yet?
Well, I would think that they're protecting their number one prospect that makes them the most money, because obviously that's going to make them the most lettuce and bread. But, I'm down to deliver ass whoopings any day. And I've been calling out the top guys and even calling out the lesser guys. And there's no bites, man. So what I'm trying to do is I'm maintaining and putting my business ventures in other ways and making my money work for me, because these motherfuckers are soft. The only people that I see that are willing to fight for the interim title are probably like the guys that are in like the top 30. Because honestly, I think that these dudes number 1, 2 literally they fucking disappeared. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if you have the division at a halt, I put this division at a halt. Put it that way. I worked my ass up so far up into this division that I became a glitch. You can guys call me glitch from now on, because they don't know what to do. They don't want me to have the title. They don't want me to have the title. Management or my fucking UFC don't want me to have the title. And I worked my way up from the mail room ballroom to the CEO position where I'm trying to go, my friend. And I ain't stopping, because these dudes are soft. And the money made them soft, and these guys are at weed conventions or they're going doing these other things, but they forgot about the game. They forgot about the hunger that it possesses. When you see Conor step inside that ring again, it's going to be all about show. Watch his ass get knocked out. He's going to retire. He will never come back to the lightweight division. That dude will never show his face again. It will never happen. He'll go and retire and avoid me like the Irish plague. He doesn't want to face the Kukui. I'm the worst nightmare. You got Khabib Nurmagomedov using Tiramisu Tuesday as an excuse to avoid Tony Ferguson. I can't explain it, dude. You got Wing Wednesday. Who's next? I mean, literally the only fucking game dude that's really down to throw down and make that money fight, which I know absolutely fucking everybody's going to want to fucking see this fight, is Edson Barboza T-Ferg 2. Now, we're going to go toe-to-toe. Now I would say exclude all these other dudes. We got some real dudes that are looking to fight for the interim title. Now, I'm down to get bloody again, but, hey, I'm a lot better a fighter than I was the last time. Now, if we want to even dig deeper, there's other options. I can go up to 170, beat T. Woodley's ass. That dude talks a lot of shit and is too bougie for me. Straight up, that dude needs an ass whooping to set himself straight and fucking, you know what? I tell you what, bring it back a different level. Because I sized him up, and 170 is just a hop, skip, and a scotch away for me, and I like making weight at 170. I enjoy a lot more fast food, and I'm a little bit happier. My wife likes me a little bit jolly. So I'm fat at any division, even 45. I said that I wouldn't go any divisions because this and that, but I'm realizing that this division is full of bitches, And I can't help that. So I'm going to find work wherever I got to go, and no matter what. I got a contract, so technically they got to fight my ass.
Wow. There is a lot to unpack with what you just said. You just said so many things, Tony, but I want to ask, you mentioned that the
Read
UFC...
it and wait. Let's go. All fucking in. Give me that title. Give me that title. Where's that belt? That's mine. Fuck you, Conor. Fuck you, Conor. Fuck you, Nate. You bunch of bitches. You guys are holding hands in the fucking locker room. Fucking scandalous.
Wow. Even more things to talk about. But you mentioned that the UFC nor your management don't want you to win the title. Do you really feel that way? And do you sort of, because obviously you and Conor share the same management, do you feel that your back's a little bit against the wall in that sense? Because obviously Conor is the big name at the moment and you're trying to take away that title from him.
Well, I'm not going to talk shit, but what I'll call and what I'll say is call it something like I call a presto changeo. When you walk into a place and you look and you're in an aura, you like to be around good things. When I walk into this office at one time in my management's office, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was cool. You have my picture. I mean, my picture is small. I mean, like literally, I got a fucking small picture. It looks like a fucking tile, like one of those tiles that you would put on like on the floor and kind of shit. And it's ridiculous. It's me choking out Abel Trujillo. How old is that shit? Yeah, exactly. And I've got many bloodier battles. There's some cool pictures with me with my hand up and doing this. By the way, it's on a shirt. Just keep lookout on my website, TonyFerguson.MMA.com. But what I'm trying to say is I walk into this place and I see pictures up, but whatever they have somebody else in the room, there's a presto changeo and there's a certain different picture that gets posted on the wall. Now, I happen to live close enough to my management where I just show up. So if they don't answer my phone call, I'm going to be like, hey, I hope these dudes are working because I'm spending my hard-ass money on these guys. And I don't know if there's a conflict of interest or not. Maybe you can ask my management, Adi Attar and Sayamaka Fukawaki, if there is, because I was there first. I have yet to receive a title, and the monetary gains from point A and point B are absolutely completely different. The leverage is way off. I've been putting in my time, 9 consecutive victories, up performance bonuses, up to yin-yang, and I can go on and on. So I just said my piece and my opinion. Do I think my worth is a little bit more than what I'm valued? Yes. Do I think that my energy should be more dispersed my way on my management side? Yes, of course. I've been there for a while. I've showed some promise, and I've been trying to help the company a lot. This is not a discussion between the company and myself because we don't have a problem. But what I want to see is how many other fighters that are out there have this problem where it might be a conflict of interest. Are you making your same money? Are you doing what you have to do to get your name out there? I mean, literally, these are questions that are kind of in my head, but they're just opinions because obviously I make my money by winning and beating ass. But yet, when nobody wants to sign on the paper, who's to blame? And nobody's speaking my name, who's to blame? That's my concern. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. You mentioned Nate Diaz briefly just before, and you spoke about the fact that, you know, that's a fight that you're interested in. I'm just wondering what happened. Did your management try to approach the UFC about making that fight? And what was the response from Nate Diaz? Did you guys get a response? Is this still a possibility?
Well, I figured, I was like, well, shit, man. I was like, the next person that beat the dude that's next in line would be Nate. So I had nothing to do with management. It had absolutely nothing to do with management. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, shit. And it had nothing to do with the fucking money either, man. I get paid either way, and I get paid good. These dudes want to fucking make it soft, and they want to be like, no, money fight, this and that, money fight. Yeah, that's cool. The money will come to you. You just got to keep winning. You got to keep putting your time. You got to obviously do it. But these bitches want to fucking fight like one time and go and retire. I understand it. You're a pussy. Don't worry about it. It's cool. You don't like to fight. All right. You're in the wrong sport. Go try tennis. This is a man's sport. I fight. I like to have job security. Give me somebody in front of me that wants to have their ass beat. Give me somebody that wants to fucking go in there and test their wit against me. I thought this was the UFC and we're supposed to be the best and the toughest fighters in the world. Point and proven, Khabib, McGregor, and Nate Diaz are a bunch of bitches. Well, let me say it this way. They're a bunch of non-winners. Didn't mean to say it that way. Let me try to clean it up. These guys are not in it to win it. Their Bushido way is not in the Shinobi way. They're not in it for a ninja. You say ninja skills, you want to say don't be scared, homie. It's all fake for them. And I understand it. You want to build your following, is cool. I say you ain't shit without your homeboys. Because on one-on-one become me and Nate or me and Khabib or myself and McGregor, you know how the outcome's going to go. It's going to go bloody. And I don't know if Conor deserves a red penny at the side of my hands, like the butcher. Because that dude is an easy plate to pick. And 3-hit wonder, literally talk your way to a title. I have to give it to him. You know, not everybody can do it the way he did it. But as far as technical goes, I'm way, way better of a fighter than him. I hit way harder than him, and I'm very hard to hit. And I roll with the punches more than anybody. One of my leg kicks will chop his leg off, and I do a go limping home to Ireland. So you say that with any other person that wants to go toe-to-toe with me, I don't have to throw kicks. You want to go toe-to-toe, my boxing's a lot better than yours. I'm a lot harder to hit when I'm moving. My footwork's great. I'm going to start posting more videos out there so all you fans can start following me on my way to victory, which is Tony Ferguson XT on that Twitter thingy and now not IG. I'm tired of this leprechaun, man. I'm seriously tired of the leprechaun. I'm tired of these fake-ass dudes. Let some real fighters up in the division. I say, fuck these rankings. They don't know shit. I mean, the only people that I really pay attention to are the G's that I have on my phone, the ones that call me and know exactly. But we know already that I'm rough around the edges. But I'm a fucking tough as nails fighter, and I don't give a shit about the other shit. I don't. I'm in it to win it, and that belt will look a lot better on my shelf than his.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Edson Barboza before, Tony. I'm just wondering where, like, with that fight, at least I guess Nate Diaz, that's a sort of big money fight. Khabib, he was obviously, you know, at the top, and that was the fight that a lot of people wanted, and obviously Conor's got the belt. With Edson Barboza, what do you think that fight does for you in the division? Because it almost seems like you're really having to sort of filter through, you know, the rankings and move down, because it sounds like you just want to fight. Are you just sort of aching and itching for a fight at the moment? What does Edson sort of do for you?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, fuck no. I ain't gonna fucking try to go and do it like a Venata. I saved that fight in Sioux Falls by taking a chance against a no-namer and actually allowing myself to get hit and make a fight incredible. I looked at Big John's face in between before the round, and like it was like, man, I can't believe you're gonna fight this kid, Tony. It was almost like that, and I felt kind of bad. So y'all crowd got a badass fight, man. Like I was in there fucking duck. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give these guys a motherfucking fight because I knew this jiu-jitsu dude wasn't for shit, and the guy wanted to have his confidence up. I mean, cool. You got to give it to the rookie. But like, this is a different story, man. These guys, I want to fight. I want to work for something and earn it. How about that? When's the last time somebody actually like worked for something and earned it instead of talk their way to fucking do it? The last time I could remember that was an Edson Barboza fight. Because these other dudes don't matter, man. Like we left, we could sell that motherfucker. I don't have to talk shit. You want to see skill? You want to see people want to go? You match somebody else's up in that sell. I don't have to talk 1 ounce of shit, and at least the kids will have somebody else to follow. Because literally, I don't have to talk shit about beheading people or doing this other stuff. I really don't. I let my actions do the talking, and what I'll do is I won't be stingy with my presentation of my art. I will show you my punching and my kicks and my movement. I will show you all this stuff, which so many years, because that's how I am. I'm an artist, man. I only want to show you guys a finished project. I don't want to show you a piece of shit. That's what I want. Give me an opponent that deserves a finished project. Give me an opponent. It's not. I'm not in a hurry. I want somebody that's quality caliber, that earns it and deserves it, because this division is fucking bullshit, and it needs to be reinforced again. This is a new age Johnny Cage talking. This is a new world.
Let me put it like this, Tony. If you were to fight again in the lightweight division, would you only be fighting if the interim title was on the line? Are you open to fighting even if that stipulation wasn't there? And also, what kind of time frame are you looking at to possibly get back in there if the right opponent comes along and the right sort of stipulation is there?
Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, the UFC can only hide me for so long, because I'm going to have that bitch in one way or another. That belt's going to be mine. You want to give me another fight, I'm ready for it. You want to give me the interim title fight, that's fine. I max out as much money as I can do no matter what, and I'm never bitching about getting performance bonuses after the fight. I say very little, and I fucking just move on, man. I want to give you guys something and leave the stage left. Exit stage left. That's it. I paint my blood on that canvas for everybody to see. And I want you guys to look like an ink blot one of those times. I want everybody like the UFC to take a picture shot after I fight one of these times and see where the blood plays. And maybe you guys can make a picture out of it. Because that's what the fans want. That's what the fans agree on. And every fucking carnal fan that's out there in the world, I don't know about these casual fans, because the casual fans don't listen to this show. The hardcore fans listen to this show. But we want those casual fans. I love you casual fans. I love every fan. I love every fan that hates me, and I love every fan that loves me, because I'm going to turn all you fucking haters into lovers, and I'm a lover, not a fighter, and they need some asses to be whooped, and UFC needs to give me a fucking fight. I don't care when. Don't fucking bullshit. Let's go.
I love it, Tony. Tony, we appreciate the time you're giving us. We're going to let you go in just a moment, even though we could talk to you all day. I just want to get people excited because you did mention 170. You mentioned Tyron Woodley. Are there any? And obviously, your quest has always been not so much money or belts. You sort of want the glory of being, the best pound for pound fighter and getting that respect. Are there any dream opponents that you see at 170? Obviously, there's Maya, there's Masvidal. Nick Diaz might be returning. GSP. Who stands out to you?
You know what? I'm looking at 170 like it's a whole new city full of different food that I never ate. And I'm the master with the Yelp machine that's going to go in that bitch and check all these motherfuckers out. I did it at 155. I have no problem dropping to 145 or 170 and taking all these dudes out one by one. And that's job security. I don't give two shits, man. These guys want to see me fight. That's cool as fuck because I enjoy doing this. I love what I'm doing. You want me to have that belt? Maybe I'll be sad when I have that belt because I'll be so busy and I don't want to do anything. I told people, enjoy me now before I have that belt because I might be an asshole when I have it. I don't know because everybody always fucking changes, but I keep still being the same person because I have it in my head to be the best and the greatest. So regardless of the weight, regardless of the time, and regardless of where, the same max amount of effort, but more videos and everything else will be put into this camp. And it's going to be fucking amazing. And you fans are in for a fucking treat. So the next time you guys see me on the media, whether it's Fox or on pay-per-view, make sure y'all fuckers tune in. Because I'm going to say something interesting, and you guys never know what I'm going to say. So just tune in. I love y'all. And make sure you follow me on my way to victory at Tony Ferguson XT. That's
right. Well, Tony, we really appreciate the time. We want to remind all the fans as well, you've got the new apparel available, the El Kakuli line. You've got that slogan, says Going Diamond, and some great t-shirts up there. Everybody can check that out at TonyFergusonMMA.com. Make sure to jump on there, grab some t-shirts, and follow Tony. I mean, things are heating up right now, Tony. We can't wait to see what happens next. As always, we really appreciate your time and coming on to Submission Radio. It's always an honor.
You guys are fucking badass. My favorite in the world. Love you guys. Hey, have a badass day.